get everybody seated. I want all projects stayed bagged, still bagged. Kate, you got a question? Claire, you got a question? Sorry, did you have your hand up? No. Okay. Quiet on the set. Everybody look this way. All right, here we go. So today what we're going to talk about is, last class we closed it up, and some of you, if you had an opportunity to actually draw where things were going to go, you drew them. Does that make sense? Now, this obviously was kind of a joke.
I still thought it was cute.
But what I want to talk about here is, let's check out Ashlyn's drawing so we can see. Let's see, is that where you guys can see it? Yeah. We can see that I need to draw maybe a little bit better. I'm going to grab a needle tool really quick. And I like to go ahead and give myself a guideline down the middle, okay? And then however you drew it, like proportionately the eyes are in the middle of the head, but her head isn't all there. See how we're missing parts of the head? So I'm just kind of got to guesstimate about where the corners of those eyes are. And I'm going to do a line across, okay? And then I'm going to draw in the nose. And what I want to do with the nose, everybody see this guy right here? Here's a picture. I want to simplify everything to the most basic shape. That's it. The most basic shape. So what we have here for a nose is we have a triangle. Okay? And on that triangle there are 3 circles. It's just that easy, all right? For the eyes is kind of a football shape. Now that's a little oversimplified, but that's what we're doing, is we're simplifying these things. For the lips, I'm just gonna do a top half and a bottom half. I'm not gonna worry about too much of the detail at this point. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody feeling that? For the eyebrows, I'm just going to simplify them with lines, okay? So you can do what I'm doing on this photograph on your actual draft, and that might help you just to simplify these body parts, okay? If you're in Art 1 with me, you know that the first thing to drawing is simplifying into basic shape, okay? So as I'm sitting here, I'm just going to figure out where those proportions are. Now Ashlyn has like a bowl here. That's something sculptural that's interesting. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay? I'm just going to pop in about where those eyes are. Now when you do one eye, what I recommend is that you measure the distance on the outside of that eye to make sure that your other eye is a comparable distance, if that makes sense. Okay? So for our sake, let's just say that I did a spectacular job. Everybody following me?
It looks
Now,
amazing.
you're so sweet. So I would go ahead and draw out all of these details. I'm not trying to cut through the drawing. I am just trying to add on where these things are going to go and be. Okay? I'd flip it around, and there is one side that you cannot see, and that would be the opposite. So this is her left side. You can't see her right side, so you have to, will somebody let that person in? So I'm just going to go around my whole piece and draw it all out. Does that make sense to everybody? The ears are going to pop off. Would you lock that, Will, so people can get it? Thanks. So on here, the ears, I wouldn't draw the ear like so. Like, not only is that a bad ear, but is your ear like 100% flat on your head? It kind of sticks out a wee bit. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to kind of guesstimate where that ear is going to attach. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so all of this is about to get covered up, because before we can do any of this, we have to make this face 3D. So the goal of this demo, for this demo, my piece is, you need to score all of this, but for the sake of speediness, I'm not going to do it. Can everybody all imagine that you're scoring and that I'm scoring? Is that something everybody can handle here today? You can just leave it there. Thank you so much.
Advisory.
Perfect. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is, using this, I'm going to start first with the chin, okay? The chin and the brow and the cheekbones. Everybody take your fingers and feel your face, okay? What we have here is the most gaunt or sticky-innest part of your face. What do you think on your actual head is the most gaunt or sticky-innest place?
Tongue?
No, the mouth pops out. What sticks in the most? What's the most concave area? Around your eyes, good. You can actually feel, everybody feel on the corners of your eye, you can feel your skeleton in there. It's very thin. As I go, just wait please, as I go down, my face gets chubbier and chubbier with the cheeks, right? But I would say the area between your cheekbone and your jaw is kind of a more gaunt area depending on how chubby this is going to be, okay? But most people have, I have a very round face, so mine kind of comes out right there, okay? The jaw also. So what I need to do, first things first, is I need to go ahead and get my chin, okay? And a chin, all I'm gonna do for this is start putting it in straight on the piece. I'm scoring. Does everybody imagine that?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm building up parts, and I'm just recreating these different parts. I know this looks crazy. Look at that. It's coming. The other big place that you're going to have lots of extra clay is your brow. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, and you're going to score this, so you're going to kind of cover up your drawing. But what this is going to help you do is to figure out where these planes of the face are. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cheekbones in here as well. But notice how I'm not really putting that much on the eyes. Why am I not putting that much on the eyes? Because they're concave. I will have some of the eyes sticking out, but that's kind of what we're up to here. Okay? I'm going to make sure that I squish in all of the areas of this piece. Okay? So that it becomes one. I'm doing a good job slipping and scoring in our imagination, aren't I?
Yeah.
However, I also need to, just because I did that doesn't mean that I don't. Now look at already, this is starting to look like a 3D head. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Just by adding just junky pieces. Now the cool thing is that while I've got these junky pieces, I can really sculpt them. I can actually make this start to look more like nostrils. I can start to flare it. And the best way to do that is to study the person across from you. That is the best way, okay? You can also have your references out for this. And I think I might need a little bit more. My head is looking a little bit thick, so thankfully I'm able to squish it to make it a little bit more thin. But see how it's starting to pop forward, everybody? Yeah, Nick.
Why did we smooth everything out if we're doing that?
Because we want to see the shape of your head, that it's good and accurate. Does that make sense? So if like, look at this side. If it was looking like this, it'd be a lot more difficult to do this next step. You kind of want a clear area to make sure that, okay, there's like a giant, like, do you see right there, there's a bulge? Is to figure out where your bulges are and to make all your bulges smooth. If you don't have a clean surface to start this process, then you're gonna have, like, one side of your face is gonna look different than the other. When you're dealing with symmetry, it really is good to do each step, you know what I'm saying? So today, our goal, I can sit here and I'm gonna spend some time here, is not just the face, but anywhere on your piece that is going to be popping out, okay? So scoring, everybody imagining that I'm doing that right now. I am going to, now this is interesting because I need it to connect, so I'm gonna squish it out, but then I can go back in there and really get that drippiness. I can squish it in. Anywhere that I squish that clay is going to need to be score underneath. Okay? But once it's wet on top, like if I wanted to add another drip to this drip, I wouldn't have to score because it would be wet on wet. Does that make sense? So right there where it's wet, I could put like a second drip there because it's nice and wet. And the truth is that some of your pieces, you might be able to get away with not scoring, but how are you gonna know until you do it and then it ruins? If you want to be sure that your piece is staying together, you're gonna score, slip, score. Okay, that's the only guaranteed way to make sure that you've done a good enough job. I had a student last class and he score, slip, scored, but he didn't score, slip, score well. He had a mug and the handle totally just fell off even after it had been fired because he didn't have a good bond. Okay, so you just really want to be careful. So we're building out things. Does everybody understand what's going on? Now the other place that I'm going to need to build out that's looking kind of weird is the back of this head. So if I haven't done a good job back there, but I'm going to need some extra cranium space up here for sure to balance out this head. And a good idea is to get a side view of a head, a picture of a side view of a head, and that's going to help you really make sure that you have the cranium there and everything. What's your question, my dear?
What am I supposed to do? Because
Let's keep one-on-one questions for after the demo.
Okay.
Okay, I'll come help you one-on-one. I'll come help you. So we're just building out the areas of the skull, and that looks a little bit crazy, but it's a work in progress. Everybody feeling me? Is it gonna look pretty today? Yes, because in the last 20 minutes, I'm gonna stop you, and you're gonna smooth everything out. Everybody feeling me?
Yes.
Get what you can get. You're not gonna get it all today, but we're gonna start making it 3D. Ready, set, go.
What am I supposed to do?
Would you hand this to Ashlyn? Is yours smooth already, buddy? What
Yes.
stage are you at?
I'm fully smooth.
Okay.
I don't need the details because everything just comes out.
Yeah, so you're not gonna wait, everybody stop really quick. Shh. This is a good question actually for everyone. I'm not adding precarious parts on. Did I add my ear yet? No, I'm just making the basic mannequin head form into a little bit more realistic 3D shape. I'm not adding on ears or fangs. I'm not doing that. I'm just making it 3D.
Then I don't have to do anything.
No, you do. You have to make your head 3D.
That's the thing. It has a